Hey, welcome back to the tutorial. In this lecture, let's see what are the system requirements to run the Percipio Tracealyzer software successfully. First of all, you should have a Windows or Linux based PC. The Percipio Tracealyzer software will not be supported on Mac OS. So if you are running Mac, so then still there is no support for this Tracealyzer software. But if you are using Windows or Linux based PC, then you can download the Percipio Tracealyzer software from here. Second requirement is you must have a decent debugger. So it could be Atmel ICE or it could be J-Link. So I have Atmel ICE. I use Atmel ICE a lot because I use a lot of Atmel based hardwares. You can get more information about Atmel ICE from the Atmel's documentation from here. The Atmel ICE, which looks something like this, is very convenient in debugging Atmel based devices. Remember that this cannot be used for other vendors microcontrollers like STM or TI or something. So this is only for Atmel based devices. So while choosing a debugger, you should be very careful regarding its support. Using this IDE, you can debug almost all Atmel based microcontrollers, whether it could be ARM based or it could be based on AVR architecture. So all 8-bit, 16-bit and 32-bit Atmel based MCUs can be debugged by this Atmel ICE, and it supports various protocols like JTAG, SPI, SWD, etc. So, and there is one more alternative, and if you don't want to buy Atmel ICE, then you can go for Seger's J-Link debugger. This is based on JTAG, SWD and SWO. So either one of these protocols you can use to debug your embedded board. So this debugger can be used to debug any ARM based microcontrollers. This is not a vendor specific, but it is architecture specific. So you can debug any MCUs which is based on Cortex or ARM9, ARM7 based architecture. So here you can see these are the supported CPUs of this debugger. Here it doesn't mention any vendor, okay, it just mentions the architecture. So like it supports ARM7 to ARM11, it supports ARM Cortex A5, A8, A9. So it supports MCUs based on M0, M1, M3, M4, M7. So I request you to read out this documentation before buying a debugger. Okay, and this debugger works out of the box and it works very well with Atmel Studio, but this is only for Atmel based microcontrollers. Okay, so that is about debugger, and remember that debuggers are needed only if you want to use Tracealyzer and if you want to debug the FreeRTOS application. Okay, so if you have no intention of debugging FreeRTOS application by having a trace and all, then need not to buy these debuggers. Okay, so I am showing you these features for your information, and if it really requires, then you can go ahead and purchase these debuggers. But having a debugger is really useful in learning embedded debugging and exploring various debugging techniques. After that, we have to install one memory logger application. So memory logger is an application which logs your RAM content into a file. Okay, that file could be then converted into bin file or hex file. For example, this is what we are going to do. Here we have to run one application on the host PC which can read the RAM of our microcontroller, and it can log to some file. So, and that file you can feed it to Tracealyzer. Then a Tracealyzer will plot our traces by using this file contents. So I will show you how you can install a memory logger application in Atman Studio later. But these are the system requirements to use the Percipio Tracealyzer software successfully.